But I think all lines seem to begin rook b8, so I should probably play rook b8. Perhaps if I can get the move ordered into this modern Benoni so easily, I should you know, do a bit of work on it before the British, because I mean, I don't mind. It seems like I mean, as I say, about just over a year ago, I did consider taking it up as like my main weapon against d4, but I kind of went off it. Literally, I only started looking at it, you know, literally for about a month, and then I gave it up. I moved on. Okay, so I mean, obviously, I'd like to play a6, b5, but that doesn't work because if the minute I play a6, he's going to play a5, and then the b5 break doesn't really work very well. So, in order to get b5 in, I think generally you play b6 followed by a6. Because once you play b6, you know, him going on to a5 doesn't work because, you know, you can still push on. Just a shame they invented that stupid en passant move. Otherwise, I could just play a6 and he'd play a5, then I'd go b5 and I'd be well away. Of course, while I'm doing all this on the queen side, he's going to be playing f4, e5 on the king side, and it's a very quick position. I think in the last game against Stephen, I didn't really appreciate how fast the position was. But I'm thinking b6, to which I think he will play f4. If he doesn't play f4, he might play knight c4 first. It's going to take me 3 moves to get b5 in. And once I've got b5 in, should be okay. Well, okay, well, we're going to work towards that plan, so we're going to play b6. Hope this video worked. Last time I tried to do a video like this, it didn't work at all. So, I really hope this one works. I think it does. I just had a look and it was saying codec, and that's not the default. Because basically, I think what happened last time, I was playing Mitchell in a 60-minute game, which ended up a draw. And I think my computer it crashed or something about a day previous to the last video, and so I had to reset it, you know, press restart it without shutting it down, and I think somehow that had made the Cam Studio software that I used to record this kind of reset itself, so it had gone to its default settings, and which didn't work basically. So I kind of had to set the software up again for some reason, and then it was working fine afterwards. But yeah, I haven't really tried to record a long video since then, so, and I didn't check the settings before I set off, but I think it'll be fine. So yeah, what's he going to do now? I mean, I'm expecting either f4 or knight c4. If he plays knight c4, I mean, it's another bit. It's hitting d6, which means, you know, knight d7 would lose the pawn on d6. It's also adding more pressure to e5. So it would mean the knight retreat, which I will probably eventually have to make, will be knight e8. Now potentially he's going to have 3 pieces covering e5, so... But then would he want to get e5? The minute he plays e5, you know, it's a very committal move, because that the d file will be opening, and, you know, that pawn would be hanging on d5. So I think what you play e5, and when you get it in, it's kind of like the crushing move, or you don't play it. I think with this kind of position. Because if you watch the long game I played against Stephen with the missing back rank, yeah, so he's played f4, okay. If you watch the long game I played against Stephen, you know, it all fell to pieces as soon as he got e5 in, basically. So I think we need to play knight e8 now. Is there anything to be said for knight h5? Probably not very much, because he probably just goes g4. And then the knight's going to be a bit stranded on g3. So yeah, I don't think I can do that. So I think we're going to have to go knight e8. Any other alternatives? I mean, I do have to move the knight, don't I? Because I couldn't leave it there. If he plays e5 now, takes, pawn takes. Well, I suppose I'd be taking on d5 with the knight. So perhaps I could leave it another move. Could I just play a6 now? e5, a6, e5, takes, knight takes, pawn on d5. And yeah, that looks fine, actually. So perhaps I can just hold off another move and get, which will, you know, help me get b5 in. So perhaps I can play a6. Yeah, I think I'll play a6 because he can't play e4. So what's he going to do then? He's going to have to support that pawn somehow on d5 before he can play e5. So one thing about this opening, you do get very interesting games. I think maybe I'll go back to it one day. So I'm thinking a6, okay, in order to support b5. If he plays knight c4 now, am I going to be playing b5? So knight c4, b5, takes, knight. Can you play knight a5? Maybe looking to get in on c6. I guess I could play bishop b7 or something. Bishop d7 is not really desirable, I don't think. It looks like a really natural square, but well, I mean, it leaves the knight. The knight can't go back to d7. Could go back to e8, obviously, with the bishop on d7. Yeah. So knight f4, b5 possibly. I mean, you could go knight a5, then. Question is, what am I doing to stop him going to c6? Could play bishop b7 or bishop. I mean, bishop d7 is possible, but let's see if there's been any more speculation. Someone thinks I'm an engine, that's a good sign. Okay, so he's played knight c4. Okay. So can I play b5? b5, pawn takes, pawn takes. Knight a5. Yeah. Could I play bishop d7? I don't know, every instinct in my body in these Benoni positions says bishop d7 is like a hideous move from all my past experiences. So, I mean, I'm looking at b5, pawn takes b5, pawn on a6 takes b5, then his knight's got to go somewhere. So, maybe knight a5, looking to come into that hole on c6. Then we've got this possible move, bishop d7. But, yeah. And then could he play e5 after that? e5 takes. Am I still able to take on d5? Hang on, I'm losing track of that position a bit. Let's start again. Okay, b5, a takes, a takes. Knight a5, bishop d7. Well, he's not going to play knight c6. He's going to play maybe e5. I mean, the knight's hanging. Well, the knight's hanging on a5 then. So could I play something like? If he played e5, could I play knight takes d5 straight away? Oh, hang on. b5 takes. Oh no, it's not hanging. The rook's on it, of course. Yeah.